Hey everybody, this is Mike in the state of Washington checking in with you, bringing you up to date on my testosterone journey. I haven't made a lot of videos. There didn't seem to be a whole lot of interest, and so I just didn't want to get in. I'm not trying to sell anything or promote anything or build a big following. I just want to share with folks my own journey in testosterone and how I got there and what the results were and all that. I'm 70 years old, never been to a doctor in my life until I started this testosterone journey. And so around the end of last year, I think it was November, I went to a clinic and it took me a while to get there because I've never had a blood test and anything. And I do some strange things with my health. For instance, I mean, they're not strange to me, but strange to most people. I only eat meat, only meat. That's right. No fruits, no veggies, nothing else, just meat, red meat. And I've been doing that about 8 years. And so, and I've been blessed with good health. So I've never had to go to a doctor. Really, I've had to work through some things on my own. Just didn't trust them too much. If COVID taught us anything, it may be that they may not have our best interests at heart. When you get money involved, always follow the money is what they say. And as one who lived in Las Vegas and was involved in all kinds of things out there in the 70s and 80s, when the mob ran things, yeah, follow the money. And so when you got doctors and insurance companies and big pharma in cahoots, things can happen. And so I'd rather do research on my own. I'm a research guy and try things out on myself. And so I always have, and I've always survived. I don't look bad for 70, do I? And so, yeah. So it was a thing for me to even make a decision to go have a blood test, and that was in November. So I've been on testosterone ever since, and they've done a good job, actually. They've tried to, I've had lots of blood tests because I do have Hep C, never had any symptoms. Probably should get that looked at, but, and it is high, I knew that. Another reason why I didn't want to have a blood test. And so they probably have concerns about that, probably have concerns about my age, probably, I don't know. But I've been doing blood tests almost every 6 weeks or less. They've required, and they varied a bit. I have my latest ones here. I've got them from two different lab tests, actually, and so I've done that all along. And they're not bad. Initially, when I started testosterone, I told you this in previous videos, I was surprised it was so low. It came back at 146. 146. 146. I'm like a chick, right? And apparently I've been faking it all these years, and but that's low. And so that was good news to me because that got me the script for testosterone and all of that. So they started me out at 0.7 ml once a week, and I probably started doing it twice a week, though, breaking it in half, which is a reasonable dose to start out, I think. Maybe a little low, who knows, but I didn't think once a week was the way to go. And so there was that. And then they went to 0.5 twice. No. Time out. That wasn't true. I was kind of doing that on my own. They went to 0.4 3 times a week. And so that was pretty good. So at my last test, which one was at the beginning of March and one was at the end of February. They were only about a week apart, I think. Let's see. 227, and this one was 3. I don't see it, but it was 3-1. So they were only like a week apart. And there was quite a variance. And I was surprised at my testosterone, actually. On the one that was at the end of February, it came back to 1,000. And the one that was in beginning of March came back to 1,500. It really surprised me. And it surprised the doctor, too. in the middle of all my tests, they had it come back when they went from 146. The next test was like 400, and then this one was 1,000 and 1,500. So I was real surprised. I didn't feel that jacked. So long story short, I felt pretty good through it all. I don't think I've hit my sweet spot yet. If there is a better sweet spot, I'd say I'm about an 8 out of 10 right now. It seems to be pretty level. I don't really have high days and low days. Now, since this last test, where it came back 1,500 on 3-1, that doctor knocked me down to, I was at point 0.4 3 times a week. You know, he never took me to twice a week, which surprised me. He went from once a week to 3 times a week. I was doing it twice a week on my own because I think twice is better than once for my research. But I was breaking it in half, not doubling up. But yeah, so he had me on 3 times a week at 0.4 ml. And so after it came back 1,500, he has taken it down to 0.35 3 times a week. And I don't know too much of a difference between 0.35 and 0.4, but we'll see. In another couple of weeks, I have another test, and so we'll see if it's gone down anymore. Yeah, they seem to be, both my doctors seem to be a little concerned, apparently, because they were so high, but I'm feeling good. Some things I think could be better. I think my libido could be better. Yes, game changer. It's a lot better than when I started. As I said before, I was probably good at age 70, once a week maybe, but since I've started testosterone, it's really gone up quite a bit. In the beginning, I noticed a very marked difference, and I still do, but in the beginning, it was like I was 20 again. It was great. That didn't last too long, and so maybe that's the way it goes, but I'm good now for 3 times a week, and so there is that difference. But I don't know if I can say the libido is like, rah, 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 let's go 3 times a week. It's like, yeah, I'm ready, let's go. And so, so it's been like that. I like that, yeah, let's go, like you're feeling like a 20-year-old again. That was kind of nice. I only had that about a week. And so I never got back there again. I'm still trying because that was pretty sweet, to be honest with you. But like I say, there's a marked difference between now and when I started. And I think I was doing okay for age 70, but now I think I'm doing better than okay. But I would like my libido to be stronger. My erections, I don't know that testosterone has much to do with erections. Some say yes, some say no. I mean, it's not like when I was 20, that's for sure. It's doable, so it's not limp noodle exactly, so that's okay. Still have orgasms, everything's good like that. Only talk about the sexual side of it, and testosterone is a game changer for everything, and sex is only part of that equation. And but it's something that I can give numbers and be tangible. I'm an open book kind of guy, so I tell it like it is, and so it's something that you can see a definite result. I notice other results, and it's been like this throughout the process. My thinking, I've always been pretty sharp, but my thinking seemed to has improved even. No cloudiness whatsoever. I'm not a depressed person. That's a sign of low T. I've never been that in my life, and so I'm still not. And all my aches and pains, most of them are gone. That's been a marked difference, and that has happened since day one as well. Feel a lot better, feel a lot stronger. Is it night and day? Well, a little bit, but it's not like I feel like Superman either. But for like I'm 70, not bad. Other marked differences is that I've gained maybe 20, 25 pounds. It's pretty much been like that through this whole process. But I am putting a lot more muscle on. I'm a lot bigger. Of course, it mostly happens up here. And, Again, not bad for 70, huh? Most of your weight gain is up here because I think from my research we have more receptors up here, so it's common for people to get bigger up here. I haven't gone up a pant size. I'm still at 34s, but my 34s are getting a little tight. But I will say this, that before testosterone, if I went up 10 pounds, I'd have to go up a pant size. So I've gone up 20, 25 and haven't gone up a pant size yet. No, I'm not shredded here yet. They say, I don't know, you got to show me to prove it to me. They say that I'll start losing weight about the 6-month mark. Well, we'll see. I'm eating about the same, and I will start trying to cut a little weight on my own. What I have to do for that basically is cut out cheese. I know my body, I know how my diet works, and logically, there should be no reason that I gain weight by adding cheese to meat because cheese doesn't have carbs. But for whatever reason, I've been that way my whole life, and it's always been the same. And so I am eating a lot of cheese, probably 10 slices a day with my meat. And so once I cut that out, I think I'll shred some pounds. Muscles are getting way more defined. I don't want to take off my shirt and creep y'all out too much. I'll wait till I get that 6-pack going on before I do all that. But yeah, marked difference in muscles getting bigger and more defined. A lot in the chest, shoulders. Just started working on my traps. And so we'll see what happens there. Arms definitely have gotten a lot bigger on my bis and my tris. So I've always gone to the gym, always lifted weights. I used to lift competitively in powerlifting when I was in my 40s. But that's been a long time ago. And when I did that, to be a power lifter, you have to be a big boy. So I weighed over 300 pounds myself. Now I'm about 225 and maybe started testosterone at 200. So, yeah, I've always gone to the gym. I don't kill myself in the gym, but I'm faithful about going, and I think it's imperative, especially as we get older. You got to go to the gym, man. You don't have to lift heavy weights. In fact, most people say, and especially I would say the same, if you're starting, don't lift heavy at all. Don't push yourself at all. Lift lighter than you think. You have to build the tendons and ligaments underneath the muscle. You start putting on muscle by lifting heavier, you're going to put too much stress on the tendons and ligaments. You're waiting for an injury there, and that'll bum you out big time. So you got to build up a solid foundation from the bottom up by going light and then lifting heavy months down the road, heavier if you want to. But weightlifting is imperative as you get older. Our bones need it. Our muscles need it. We don't want to get feeble. Yeah, testosterone is a game changer. I don't know if there's anything else I want to share. I can give you a quick thing on some things that some of these tests showed. Last test, red blood cell, hemoglobin, the thickness of my blood, they've all got registered as high, but they're not crazy high. The thickness of my blood came out to 53. 50's on the high end, but you don't stress at 50. I think a clinic wants me to give some blood, or I can't give it because of the Hep C, but they want to drain some blood. That's a Band-Aid effect. I think I'm not concerned at 53 or even higher than that. Long distance runners have thicker blood. Theirs is up in the 60s, but it's one of the things they keep an eye on. They say it is the things for the left ventricle or whatever it is in the heart on the left side. Thickness may cause issues of stroke or heart problems. So you don't want it thick. And so, but in the 50s, there's not much of a concern. But, they start getting a little trippy at 50s, and so that's okay. There's other things you can do to lower your blood, and I've been doing some of those on my own. So when I get my test in a couple of weeks, I'll be interested to see if the numbers have changed on their own. Blood thinning type of things, aspirin, and there are some vitamins as well, should take care of that. So those were high-ish, not crazy high. Um, let's see what else I got here. There's my liver stuff. Don't need to mess with you guys for that because you don't have the Hep C concerns. And so I think there's about it on that one. What else? I will tell you that one of the things they do watch, I don't think there's a problem with it, the latest research, but people always say that, steroids or testosterone is going to cause prostate problems. It doesn't. It helps the prostate. It helps everything. That's why God gave it to us in the first place, for various reasons. One of which is it makes us healthy. What do athletes do when they get hurt? They get steroids to help, right? It heals. But I get the idea. It makes muscles grow, therefore it would make everything else grow. Well, not really. Anyhow, I said all that to say mine from day one has been fine. It was in 1.5 or 6. And I think it's actually down to 1.4 now. So it's gone down, actually. But there's no problem there. On this one, yeah, red blood count high, same as the other one. Hemoglobin high, again, not that high. This is the one where my testosterone came back 1,500. And so what else here that, yeah, high hemoglobin, yeah, said all that. So, yeah, my blood test basically come back good, no concerns, everything's looking good. My testosterone was high, higher than what I thought. But as you know, when you get into testosterone, if you do some research, you'll find out good doctors, they don't follow the numbers. Bad doctors just go by numbers. You got to find out how you feel. That's my life story or application path in the medical world, having to do with my own self, not going to doctors. I've never listened to them, so I always ask myself, well, how do I feel? How do I look? I mean, I don't have a doctor's license, or I'm not a doctor, and I'm not giving anyone else advice, but this is my own journey. I look at the outside. It would seem to me that if I'm having problems internally, that it would show on the outside, and I would show by the way I feel. So I asked myself, how do I feel? And testosterone's a funny thing. Hormones, I think, are funny from my research. And it's based on how you feel. So a good doctor will find out how you feel and try to make adjustments accordingly, not only using numbers. It's kind of art and science, you might say, right? And so I think that that's probably true. But that's my journey so far. If I come back on again in a couple weeks, I'll let you know. In fact, I'll try to do that since I've come on now. I'll give you the update in a couple weeks and see what they're going to say then, if they're going to change me or, I'd like to have more. But I'm Italian, and Italians are known for medicine. Well, more's got to be better, and it's not always the case. Certainly not in testosterone. I know guys have been in a long time, and some guys react well on a little bit. Some guys react well on larger. There's not a one-size-fits-all. But, they got freaked out when mine was a little high last time, so they've cut me back. I've stayed pretty true to that, and so we'll see. I don't think it's a cutback that's going to vary a whole lot. But that's about it so far. Feeling good, man. God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the share button, hit the like button, whatever you do. So I don't get bummed out if only 3 people have watched me in 5 months. Yeah, I want to encourage you to do your own research. As I said, testosterone is a freaking game changer, man. If you're old like me, get on it, because there's no getting around it. When you get old, you lose testosterone. That's a fact of life. Nothing's going to change that. Men are a little hard-headed. Oh, I feel fine. In the meantime, they come, they eat, they go to bed, they ain't having sex with their wives, they feel tired all the time. And you don't have to power through it. If you're old, your stuff is gone, brother. It's cut in half at age 50, I think, or 60 is down to a third. And it's one of those things. And once you get on this testosterone train, you'll feel like paradise again. Maybe not that good, but that's what I'm shooting for. Like I said, I'm probably 8 out of 10. I'm trying to get 10 out of 10. That would be paradise. Everything else is better. It makes life better in general. How you do everything becomes better. How you run your business, how you treat your wife, how you deal with problems in general. Your outlook on life increases in a positive sense. So yeah, game changer, I think. But God bless you all. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. All right, keep grinding, man.